Hi,
I hear you now.
I hear you now too. Okay, good. So I think I published the first part of the video, but we can just like wrap it up now if you'd like, because I really like what you're saying. I think it's unbelievably astute to sort of seize like no one knows what's going to happen in a month. No one knows what's going to happen in 3 months. But what we can
Yeah,
do now is really pay attention to what's happening right now, and that sounds like what you have been doing. It's
yeah.
like, well, how are your clients behaving right now? How is the industry behaving right now? What is everyone talking about now? So can you share with us a little bit of what's going on, what you're seeing? Because that's not the industry I'm very familiar with. That's why I wanted to talk to you at the end of the day, because I'm rarely exposed to people who are at the front end of offering service.
That's a really good question. So that's what I've been thinking every single night for the last 4 weeks. What I can do. Uh, so I came up with humble mentality things. I can share. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but this is something that you have to hairstylists have to think about it right now. Like number one right now is like uh, you have to stop thinking about making money because it's almost it's really difficult for you for people to think about to accept this because this is impossible. But the thing is like whatever you do right now might be really is a good build up for your business after all the quarantine is done. So
Agreed.
thinking about what I mentioned about all those kind of old mentality have to change. It's like okay, I'm gonna provide service and I'm gonna get paid, and it's not gonna be like this right now. It's like you gotta do a lot of stuff right now. Like for example, I do have some good example and bad example. I don't know if it's a bad example, but like for example, I know a lot of hairstylists been charging client about formula. So I disagree about it because like this is not their fault. I mean, why are you charging them a formula? I mean, I'm going to just give you the formula. You do it yourself, and then I will guide you. I'm showing my care and my love into the client, and then and that will kind of build up what's going on at the end. It's like, okay, wow, during this time you with me. So that's very important for a lot of people. I've been doing a lot of like drawing for clients, which is like, oh, I cannot cut my hair, and then you're too far from me right now. So I've been doing some drawing, like how to cut the hair in an easy way. But for your question right now is that what's going on next is like it's kind of uh, it's kind of I would say it's back to the it's going to be back to the basics because it's not even though during this quarantine time it's also before
Oh my
it's a
God, have you
problem
seen
too.
have you seen the messages? We miss you from you. They're sending you, Marshall is the best. There's like nothing but love for you, Marshall, here.
I thank you. I can I type something there? Is it gonna
Of course, you can
can I
like type
type?
whatever you want. You can put in the comment like whatever you want. It seems like they have a little trouble hearing you for some reason. So maybe it's better if you don't use headphones or something. I mean, I don't know. Oh, look at
You
it.
mean,
Yeah, I don't know. I just saw comments like, "Oh, we can't hear Marshall really well." Doesn't
well,
I mean,
I think that's what I mentioned about that's the get back to the relationship about uh, uh get back to the relationship from the beginning is that you really have to physically care about that person, and then they will get it. And when I look at all my audience over there right now, it's like I'm seeing all my friends. They've been following me for like decades. I mean, I know them for over like 10. Some of the clients I've been seeing them. I've been knowing them for like 14 years, and then it's a consistency how you take care of your client. I mean, it's very important. If this is something is a blessing. Is that if you actually offer and they get it, and then that will click. But you're right. I mean, what's going on for the customer service business right now is something that we are worried about. This, but honestly, after this quarantine time, it's really people should really think about what to offer again. Because I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I feel the quality of business was going really downhill during the last couple of years. I mean,
Really, in what sense? In terms of like stylists or products or what? Or all of it?
I think it's kind of. Yeah, I remember last time you came to my seat and we talked about actually surface and this and fashion industry. What's going on right now is we talk about a lot of people are offering the product, but not a lot of people offering service right now. It's and then when it gets to the relationship for the people, the product cannot actually put people together. It's a service, and 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 this is what happened to our industry. It's like, are you just going to offer your client an amazing haircut, or you offering them a service? And all those things count from the minute you actually put through the booking, the minute you actually talk about consultation to the client, and the minute you offering magazine or beverage to the client, and that all counts to your service for the future. And this is not old fashioned. I mean, this is if, if this is going to be recorded, I would love to send this message to all the salons. It's offering magazine and offering beverage is not an old fashioned thing. It's a must. It's a service. It's something that you go into the five-star hotel, people call you Mr. Lin. That's not old service. It is a must. So I think this all counts. People should learn about service themselves. Okay.
I want to write that down. This is really good. That products don't keep people together, but the service does, and that is the table stakes at this point. If you want to have that like high-end, high-touch, white glove service with your customer, they're going to remember that, right? And they're going to keep coming back for that.
Yeah, exactly. And also, like, uh, as I mentioned, like, those are all not old-fashioned things. This is a luxury thing, you know. I remember 2 years ago, I went back to Hong Kong, and then I went to Mandarin Oriental for lunch, and um, everyone was talking about like how Mandarin Oriental in Hong Kong the service is the best in the world. And then when I sit down, because I think I work in the customer service business, it's like I was like, wow, in the beginning, it was like the first service was so good. And then the the next minute, I was like, that's the way it's supposed to be. I'm paying $20 for coffee. I'm expecting it was like, okay, what kind of sugar would you like? And then you give me some offer as an offer. I mean, this is something people have to learn again. I mean, you cannot just like because I'm so good, then I charge a lot of money for the haircut and color. It's like you gotta have a certain level of service, and of course your skill have to be in the certain level.
Guy, yeah, I completely agree. It has to be it has to be the entire package. You're right. I mean, that is like sort of like high price, but it's not very common the way you think, because like sometimes the price is a way to convey quality that's not there, and people who pay a lot think they have to pay a lot, and they justify what they get psychologically. There is behavioral economics there. If I pay a lot, it must be really good, and that's not always one-on-one relationship, which I see a lot. You really pay a lot for a haircut sometimes, and you're like, well, this is shit, you know what I mean? Like, I just paid a lot because this person has a famous salon or is a famous stylist, but and then I can say I was there, but the quality is really not there. It's just more almost the price justifies that snob quality of it. But it seems
You're
like
right.
you're the opposite. But you know what I'm talking about.
This is I know because this that's really also bothering is also is coming from our field. Is like we are not that's a big different. I mean, it's no good or bad. It's no good or bad, but it's a different business. When you do a luxury business and you're doing like more on the a reasonable business, it's a different format. I mean, but when you I mean that's what I talking about service business. When you come to the luxury, that will be a little bit tough after this quarantine. But if people ask me what to do, is like you gotta do it better after. You just think about what you were missing before, and then you kind of over it again. Like like, okay, maybe I should look better after the quarantine. I should prepare. Before I was drunk every day for work, and maybe you should just be a little bit more disciplined. Just just uh, just be more professional. And I don't guarantee it's gonna win, but if you don't do it, and then if other people do it, and then they will win. Like the other people who actually prepare. So
Right.
yeah,
Right,
so
right, right. We have a couple of questions. So,
yeah,
have you seen Montauk Wine Company send you a comment? Do you see it? Oh, you did. And then we have a question from Patrick Hidalgo. How do you think the customer experience will link to safety when we reopen? What do you think the customer will expect?
expect
Do you
right
see
now.
that?
I think customer after this expecting more intimate service right now for sure. Definitely a lot more intimate. Uh, can you hear me? Sorry.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. It's more about that was a audience question. So I just want to make sure that,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's for Montauk. Oh,
for
do the customer experience to safely when it's reopened? Oh, that's a great question. Maybe I should actually answer this question.
maybe you should. It's a
That's a
good
really
question.
good question. That's a really good question. So I'm going to answer this question because I actually have some kind of answer for this because I have friends from Singapore and Hong Kong, and
Uh-huh.
actually they were doing with this coronavirus about 6 to 7 months ago. I mean, it's kind of funny, right? And it
Right.
seems like yeah, they're so behind. Uh, 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 so what that do is you have to really learn from the what other world or what's going on, what they're doing. So for example, right now, there's so many tools you can try. Like for example, there's some machine to actually measure client temperature into it, and then there's so many infrared lighting you can put in the locker room, and then you can immediately sanitize the clothes. There's so many things that you can do, and also being clean, which is like um, which is which is the it's like the kindergarten first level for hairstyles. You have to sanitize your tooth like after every single client, which I always did. It's like 15 years ago. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna continue this question, this answer. So there's so many things you can do. Um, you can kind of Google what's going on, make sure you sanitize, and also the most important part and the hard part is like if you are normally doing like 10, 15 clients in 8 hours as a hairstylist, like busy hairstylist, like you gotta start slowly again. You might have to start slowly again. Maybe just to prepare. Oh, sorry.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I got kicked out. I think it's maybe the timing. So you were saying that you're sanitizing the tools anyway, and you think there's going to be more of that once we start going to salons again?
It's kind of funny because it's kind of funny because it doesn't matter what. You gotta sanitize your tool. You gotta clean your hair. You gotta clean your tool anyway.
Right.
So I know a lot of if there's some of my former assistants actually watching this video, they will be like, yeah, Marshall is doing that since day one. So I think it gets back to the basics. Like you gotta have to be clean every single night. You don't wait until the morning to clean your brushes. You have to do it the night before. You have
Right.
to you don't let anything sit there. So but that's one thing I came up with. The point is that will be a little bit cheap for the BC hairstyle for the hairstyle who actually is doing 15, 20, 10, 30 clients a day. You might have to slow down at the beginning. You might have to just kind of take care of like maybe quick 10, just you gotta have to slow down because it's no point for doing that kind of business right now. It will get back, but you don't start. I mean, you have to prepare. You have to prepare. For people who are actually busy, you have to prepare. So
Right.
that's what I.
So
And
you think,
also,
go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
No, 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 go ahead. Finish the last later.
No, no, I was just kind of reading the question.
I was just thinking when you said they need to slow down, so that means you can't have like 50 clients, 100 clients a day, what salons are or more, how they're used to. They just need to what? Have less people in the same space. That's going to really impact the business, isn't it? Because all salons are made around efficiency. You're like
Yeah,
half an hour, next, you know?
exactly. Because so I mean, it's I mean, for a lot of pets, I mean, honestly, for who is extremely busy, who don't believe me in this video, they may be like, oh, Marshall is such a bullshit. I mean, but I would say, that's me. That was my book. My book. I have so many clients a day, and then and and we all know at the beginning we don't get that money, we don't get that business back immediately. So why not just kind of split out your schedule and try to do like less hour, and then you take more business. You take the client a little bit longer, and then you'll be able to create less traffic and keep the business. And this is my conclusion for this point right now is that when it come back, it won't our industry won't you won't make tons of money, but it's the period you actually keep the business. You know.
Right, I get it. And it also like goes more along the lines of what we were saying before. That's really the definition of luxury service. When you don't feel like you're on assembly line, you spend more time with a single client and you offer more holistic service for that client. And they feel better because they don't feel like rushed in and out. They feel like they're getting more attention from you.
Yeah, for sure. At the same time, is it's I mean, customer service is different. It's not depends on how much. I mean, this is I want to say this is a different conversation. I mean, I remember when I worked I forgot which legendary hairstylist told me is like to actually have the best service is not about how much time you actually spend on the client. It's about how much time the client feel you spend on them. So it's you have to think about how much you can offer. I
Yeah.
mean, you might end up spending 2 hours for the client, but the client feel like, oh, I'm starting to feel annoying.
You can never feel annoying, Marshall.
No, but it does. If you don't know how to entertain or you don't know how to serve, like if you know how to serve, even though in the 15 minutes or half an hour's time, you just do it right, and the client will feel like, oh wow, this guy is consistently offering. So it depends on how you offer. It's not about time, but right now it has to get back to the time. Is like you have to measure about there's some time you have to do the transaction. I mean, for the audience who actually ask me about this question is like you might have to put some little time for the transaction for the next client. Like, okay, I will have my assistant to really take care of the sanitizing about your hand and spend a little time to wash your hand after. Make sure you have all the Kleenex and sanitizing in your drawer and keep everything neat. And but at the end of the day, it's not the client. Also, you get benefit as a hairstylist. You get benefit. The cleaner.
100%, 100%. And you were saying at the beginning that your friends in Hong Kong and Singapore, they now in salons, they have a way to measure the temperature of the clients and to sanitize the clothes. And
Sanitize the
I
clothes. They
couldn't.
have the infrared light in all the changing rooms. So when you hang your jacket over there, you put the jacket under the light, under the infrared lighting or whatever, and then they will kill the germs into it.
Right, right. That's great. I don't know if we're going to be able to, sorry, like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know if we're going to be able to, like, to implement that here, though. Do you
What's
think
that?
that we're going to be able to do that in New York?
Uh, this is so. Oh,
Yeah.
I think I pressed the one.
Oh, there you are.
I
I
pressed
don't
the
know.
one.
My phone keeps like falling because I'm charging it at the same time. So I don't know. I mean, if audience doesn't have any questions, or maybe we can give a few minutes for audience questions, and if not, we can just like finish this. I don't know. How do you feel?
Oh, thank you so much. I think it's all good. I mean, I think it's good to actually kind of keep that conversation like this about the service and what's going on with our industry. And other than that, we can set up something else for the next time, and we talk about just focus on certain kind of topics.
I like that. I like that idea because I really like what others practitioners like yours around the world are doing. Like this is crazy. I would not even think that I mean I would believe that Singapore is doing something like cutting edge, but like this is really innovative in a way how quickly they adjusted to the situation and how quickly they allow the services to continue all the while keeping safe everyone who is involved. So it would be great to hear like more about that, the specific measures, because that you may give ideas to salons.
I mean, you asked me a really good question. Is that you actually asked me about if what they're doing is going to apply to here. I mean, even though at the beginning before this quarantine, and that's a mistake I think the the country are making. It's the same virus. It's not depending on if you're in the east or west. It's the same virus. It's the same virus. When people are starting to find a way to adjust that virus and it's working, then you got to learn from that. And it's not about okay, you cannot do it. You cannot do it in Florida. You cannot do it there. If it's the same virus, then you take the same medicine. And if it's the same virus, you do the same you do the same thing right. You cannot just like okay, we are here. You do it differently. I mean, that's the reason why it's spread out. That's the reason why and you have to take it serious. Like for me, if I if I'm going to own my share, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to think about what is going to work. Is not going to. I'm not going to think about is this it is going to work or not. And I'm going to think about what is going to work for the client. I'm going to think about all the client benefits and my benefits because the client will see that. And for example, I was talking to a couple of salon owner about doing the temperature checking. It's like they were like, it's not going to work. People will feel against it. So, but if you don't have, I mean, if you don't have, I mean, if you have that, people at the beginning may worry. But if you don't have that, other people will worry about, okay, you guys not checking. I'm talking about not only hair salon in Hong Kong. You talk about like 3-star Michelin restaurants. They are still open and they're doing all this stuff.
Right.
Like they also offer a little plastic bag for client mats. This is luxury.
Mhm.
I mean, you heard you don't even get to that level or talk about this kind of luxury, but when you actually look at what they're doing, it's like, oh, okay. When clients sit there, they have a little plastic bag,
So they can
and
put
then
their face mask in, so it's
yeah,
all huh?
each client will receive like a little travel style sanitizing for you immediately, and that costs like a couple cents. But I mean, it might be a cost, but luxury is a cost, right? I mean, you're gonna you're gonna spend money on clients. It's not like you just charging. You gotta
Totally.
think about what to do. Otherwise, why are you charging that price? You know.
100% agree, and I think that like I really love. I mean, maybe we can continue this conversation some other time, maybe next week or something, because I do think that the way that service offering is shaping right now, it is truly transforming around those small details. You come in a salon, you get a little hand sanitizer, you get a bag for your face mask, so you can put it there. You get like infrared, so you're like it's I think that's the new normal. That's something that all sort of public service providers will have to start offering. And when you think about it right now, how far away we are from that, and how we didn't really think about it at all. Like the hygiene was not very good. Like now we're realizing that we all touch the same things and use the same without. So I think that's a fascinating actually aspect of the service transformation, not for hair salons, but is including restaurants as well.
Yep. I'm sorry, I was
Okay, so
paused.
I think yeah, no, that's totally fine. And what I'm thinking is we can wrap up here, but I think the key thing here really, like the first step is to really communicate very clearly that you as a hairstylist are doing A, B, C, and D to protect yourself and your customers. And your salon needs to do the same thing. So I think like the communication is going to be critical here in bringing people back to salons.
Well, I hope to see all my audience again. I mean, I miss them. I before the
I
before the
miss you
quarantine,
too.
I told my all my clients I work. I never not worked since 20 years, and I always working. I never except I'm taking vacation. I'm working. So it's for me to stay home for so long, and I have to create certain kind of discipline for myself. Uh, I mean, it's so fun to have a book and tons of liquor on behind me, but but,
You miss people. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but this, is-
So,
but
so
this,
wait, you don't like my hair color? I don't think it's that bad. What do you
your hair
think?
color, your hair color is not bad at all. I mean, there's something I really want to say in here to all the audience right now. This quarantine time is the best time for your hair, for you to to not overdo your hair for the hair care. And then when by the time you come back, you might be overdue, but your hair quality is the best quality ever. So instead of asking, I'm offering people, okay, you gotta buy all those colors to touch the root. It's like if your husband or your boyfriend doesn't mind, then you keep then you keep your natural you keep your natural root. And and then by the time when it's all done, you have the best quality for the for hairstyles to work on.
That's amazing.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
otherwise, if you turn your hair green, you turn your hair orange, turn your hair yellow, turn your hair like in a different form. When you come back, you got to do all the color corrections, and then it will be disaster for hair colorers. So take good care of your hair right now is the most important part. Like even though me, I haven't. I mean, I actually color my hair, but I haven't cut my hair. I haven't cut my hair myself. I mean, this is a different look for me.
Looks great.
But
You
I'm just
should keep it
waiting.
like that. I told you that. You should keep it like
I oh, thank you, thank you. I mean, I hope people recognize me. So after all this,
Well, Marshall, thank you so much for this. And it was really like well prepared and super informative. I learned a lot. I hope the audience learned a lot as well. And I hope we get to continue doing this and sharing like all this like transformation as it's happening in the real time. You're like at the front lines of that change. So like use that.
I actually learned a lot from you by asking me all those questions. I'm an old-fashioned way.
I wrote down what you were saying.
I'm not a I prepare you know this I don't want to say the old fashioned way, but this is I get whatever easy for me.
That's why you're the best. That's why you're the best. And I'm just going to end on that. Thank you so much for your time and for everyone who joined in.
Are we recording this thing?
Yes,
Okay, so you will send it to me, and then we can
you
actually
will
do
have
some.
it as well because it's recorded automatically on your on Instagram Live. So you'll have it.
Oh, okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Bye. Bye, guys. Bye, Marshall.
So I'm still here. I think my audience, and I would like to say thank you, everyone. who joined this video. Um, I'm trying to go over to see what was the question because this is the first time I do Instagram live. Uh, so I got a question about. I think I answered a question about what's going on next. And then, as I mentioned, it's all about preparing. And then I'm prepared, but I will keep preparing myself. Um, and for Montauk, my love for Montauk, hi. And you're right. I mean, surface should never go out of style because people need love. People need love mentally and physically. And so far, it's just a lot of ways. Tell me if I do something wrong. Uh, um, okay, wait one. All right. So thank you for joining me. And then hopefully in the future I'll be here to answer all those questions and then talk to everybody. Thank you.